Welcome to Boss.
Hi, Allie. Nice to see you today.
Before we really jump in, I want to know who is Sheryl, badass HR executive, who is now in a very new role at Facebook.
That is a very loaded question. So I think for me, if I were to sum it up, but I've really spent my whole career, so about 15 plus years, working in so many different HR leadership roles that span across fintech, financial services, and high growth tech. As Ali said, I recently joined Facebook's people team, which I'm incredibly excited. The people there are just fantastic. And prior to joining Facebook, I was at Uber, getting to partner with the really amazing leaders across the Uber Eats organization. I'd say going back to childhood, I've always been part of a team, and I really just love helping teams and businesses grow, connect, transform to really accomplish big things. And I think over the past 15 years, the themes have really been for me like my biggest passions are executive coaching, building community, and really making all the organizations I work for the most inclusive, engaging, and just fun places to work.
You're such a boss. Your skills are beyond in demand when I think about what's like necessary in the world right now. And just to put things in context, like where did we meet?
So this is so true. You really can meet amazing people everywhere, and it's not just within your career network. So I was really fortunate to meet you in our oldest child, so my son Parker, who's 6 now, in their pre-K 3 class, and I just feel so fortunate to obviously have met you because that has, enabled me to meet others and just really be in each other's corners and championing each other.
How did you get to where you are now? Where did your brain trust come from?
If you think of someone in the tech industry, it's not like I went to, Harvard or Stanford, right? So I just think for me, it's always been centered around just incredible amount of hard work, but so much curiosity. So every company I work for, curiosity, passion for what I do, and passion for what the company does. And I've just had an army of supporters and champions in my career. And if I think of my network, it just spans across all areas of my life. So whether it's past jobs or teammates or the moms group, someone that I met at an event that maybe sat next to me, or even someone maybe I interviewed with and I didn't even go to that company. Like I just think of all these amazing people that I learned from and that are in my corner. When I reflect on Uber, there wasn't even a role posted. I just have always been someone to reach out to people in the company. And if I get a response, great. If I don't, that's okay, right? But what are those companies that I've just been so inspired to work for and really believe in their mission? And that has been something I think even more so now in my career that I've really focused on.
What just struck me in terms, well, so many things struck me from that in such a positive way, but there was no job at that company and you reached out, right? Like that just says a lot about you and hustle and who you are. We know that there's been a lot of job losses in this pandemic. We know that a lot of people are furloughed or looking for new opportunities, possibly trying to pivot, trying to, make ends meet with everything that's going on. Like you already kind of gave a tip in terms of that hustle. How can people who are just not accustomed to doing that do that? Like, what would you say?
You just can't be afraid. I think when I was looking for new opportunities, I probably spent a year before I went to Uber really finding that next place because I really was on a journey of finding a place that I could really see myself. It's a tough economy right now too, right? So I just think you really have to put yourself out there, especially in this digital environment, to make sure that even if there's not a job, that someone's thinking about you for that next opportunity, and they know that you're really passionate about that company. I always tell people, my tip is always create that top 10 list, right? Even if there's not a role posted at that moment, what are those top 10 companies you're so passionate about working at that you feel like you embody their values and their mission? And then like connect the dots, right? What connections do you have there or friends of friends? Because referrals are so key, especially in this environment. So how do you make sure that you are letting that company know, hey, I'm interested in the event something, opens up and these are my skills. You really have to be thinking about the value you can give to that organization. And how do you set yourself apart? I always give people this tip, and this is a totally non-sponsored anecdote, but I always tell people to go on Etsy and to get like a world-class designer resume. Recruiters are seeing thousands of resumes. How do you really stand out? Etsy has these most beautiful resumes on there that designers create. So I always tell people to do that. And also set up alerts. Like I've had alerts on LinkedIn for companies that I've truly admired. And I still have them. So I still get those alerts when something comes up. And I might not be looking at that moment, but it's good to see what's happening in like the job market at that point. And then also boost your skills, right? Even if you can't find something right now, you have to be boosting your skills to make sure that you are ready and you are ready for that next challenge at the next company.
Yes to all of that. So I feel like I should be paying you like millions of dollars for all of that wisdom. This is like ridiculously necessary advice in this job market. That Etsy tip, I will say, my chief growth officer resume looks amazing.
Be vulnerable. There's been so many people that have lost jobs at this point. I've been really inspired to see just on LinkedIn how many people are willing to help, right? It was really sad at Uber. We lost some really great talent, and I think everyone wanted to help their alumni community find that next opportunity. So be vulnerable. Tell people if you're struggling. Your network really wants to support you.
Working parents, both of us. This will air in September at some point. Oh my God, back to school. We're not in Hoboken anymore. We did make the crazy decision to find a house and try to do that during COVID. School's looking so different every single place. Like, I don't even know what to say. What is your advice?
A couple things. I think let it go. There's going to be things that you just can't control, right? And if you're someone that likes to control everything, you just really need to let it go at this point. I also say communicate your needs, right? Your team wants to help, your manager wants to help. And I've really seen that at Facebook. More often than not, people want to be able to really help you, especially right now. And I think we're all in this together, right? Your community, your neighbors, like everyone really wants to help each other. So you really have to ask for it. Get those babysitters, right? You need an army of people to help you right now get through this.
Tell me about one of your passion projects. I feel like you work on so many amazing things.
Um, I think I have a lot of passion projects. I think so. Executive coaching has been something that I've always loved. I did get trained about 10 years ago. I did start my own executive coaching company, and I'm just really passionate about investing in people's development, helping them elevate or navigate a challenge. And that's just always been at the root of it. I think giving back. I've been so fortunate to work at great companies that give back to the community. And that is just something that I'm really excited, to continue. I've worked at Ronald McDonald House for probably about 7 years, giving back, the Bowery Mission, like just so many great companies and organizations that I think it's on all of us to be doing right now too.
Round. Okay, we're gonna do this. Try to answer these in a few words or short sentence. One, what is the most important skill that leaders need for the future of work in one word?
Oh, I have a couple words. I think empathy, agility, and collaboration.
Favorite career role model or favorite boss?
Oh, I'd probably say, and if she's out there, I hope she sees this. Selena Rezvani is just one of my most favorite people that is a major boss that you also need to interview.
Yes, 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 yes. Let's do it. We'll send it to her. Book that everyone needs to read.
I think the two this year that I've loved have been Wolfpack and Myth of the Nice Girl.
One piece of advice for future bosses.
I'd say if it doesn't excite you and scare you at the same time, you're probably not challenging yourself.
One thing you'll commit to do in 2020 to help pay it forward.
I start every day for the most part, and I started this at the beginning of 2020 that I'll continue. I start every day trying to help someone, whether it be on LinkedIn, an outreach, a resume, so a career connection, and I'll continue that.
You want to be known for in the next 6 to 12 months?
My motto is really leaving people better than I found them. That's just something that's important to me.
Girls, thank you so much for joining
Thank you
me
so
today.
much. This has been really, really fun.